Hello folks, Jason Chrisman, JC's Bees, Central Ohio beekeeper. Today's video I want to talk about a few different things. First of all, I want to talk about the murder hornet that seems to be the big rave here this week. I want to talk about using bricks to mark hives in different conditions. I want to lightly touch on this bee journal, and I've got a new product that I want to share with you that a friend of mine is making, and I'm going to offer that to everybody down in my video description. But hang tight, don't go down there just yet. Check out the rest of this video. And hey, if you haven't subscribed and you want to stay informed with what's going on at JC's Bees, make sure you take a minute, go down below the video and hit that subscribe button. When you do, make sure you click on the little bell so you can be notified when I release new videos. Okay, so now let's dive right in to this murder hornet. Facebook seems to be a world of its own. I've got a love-hate relationship with Facebook for a couple different reasons. For one, it seems to be a really good source for news that really isn't true, and people run with it like crazy. The murder hornet is one of those things. Everybody's convinced that the murder hornet is a new pandemic. Not so, not even the case. These murder hornets were found last year, and there was only 2 of them found. One of them they killed, the other one flew away. So everybody's raving that the murder hornets have now moved in and invaded the US. It's not necessarily the case. They found 2. 2. Not 2,000, not 2 million, 2 bees. 1 died. I think it's a lot of hype, and people are running with it. Do I think there could be a possibility of them invading the US in the future? Sure. Is it now? No. Kind of calm down a little bit with the murder hornet, people. It's not a problem. Beekeepers kill more bees than murder hornets do in the United States. It's a fact. That's really about all I got to say about the murder hornets, but if you got a comment and you want to leave it, go down below and I'll read over it, and so will everybody else. Now let's dive into these bricks and how they can be used to mark situations in a hive. Okay, first thing I want to point out is look how beautiful my redbud tree is. And the bees have been working it like crazy until this cold front moved in. If we walk through my bee yard here, you're not going to see any bees flying this morning, but you're going to see a lot of nukes, and you're going to see a lot of bricks turned a lot of different ways. For instance, this brick here, it's up on its side and it's running long ways with the hive. If you go to the next row back, you can see this one and this one are exactly like this one. But this brick over here, it's laying flat and running long ways with the hive. So what is the difference, and how am I using my bricks to keep situations straight? Well, let me explain. If we look at these 3 right back here, these 2 over here, the way I've got the brick and the way I use them, let me show you this little chart here that I got. If you look at this, and I'll try and get a picture and put it up on the screen so you can see a little better. But this is kind of the way I use my bricks. Now if we go to the 3rd one over, Virgin Queen, the brick is standing on end and it's running long ways with the hive. So that would be this one and this one. The brick laying flat on its back, running long way with the hive, means it's queen right. So those 2 right there actually have virgin queens that are caged that I installed 2 days ago when the weather was fairly nice. Yesterday it rained all day, so I wasn't able to get in there and release them. I'm going to have to do that today, even with these frigid temperatures, because I don't want the queen to freeze. I'm hoping the bees are keeping her warm and feeding her. This one here, it actually has a virgin queen. She just hasn't mated yet. Once she gets mated, then the brick will get flipped to this position. But until that point, this lets me know, hey, this colony here has a virgin. Now if we move on back here, so this one here would be queen right. This one here, queen right. And when I say queen right, I mean has a mated queen. This one here has a virgin. If we go to the back row back here, or the second to the back row, we can see we got a brick standing on end. What does that mean? Well, if we look at my chart, that one is queenless. It's right here on this end. So that one there needs a virgin queen, which I have emerging in my incubator, and I want to share a quick little video of how that looks. I've had several people last week say, how do you install these queens, and how does this all work? So check out this, and this is going to show you how I take a virgin after she's emerged in my incubator and transfer her to a California cage to be installed in one of these nukes, just like you would see here. So check this out. Okay, so I just had a queen emerge from the cell. I've got a couple more yet to go, but most of them have hatched out and are caged. You can see a couple cages, California cages, laying here towards the background. Those do have queens in them. The temperature is just a little cool, so I'm waiting for a warmer period to install them in a hive. What I want to show you now, though, is how I take a queen after it's emerged and transfer it to a California cage. So let me throw the camera here on the tripod, and we'll get started. So the first thing I do is I open the incubator, and I try to do this as quickly as possible so I'm not releasing too much heat. We'll remove the cage with the queen in it, and we will simply remove the cell and let the queen come walking out. There she comes. There she is. Nice black beauty. So now what we'll do is we'll let her walk right into the cage. It's like so, by sticking, well, don't be going up my sleeve there, little girl. I'll stick the cage right in front of her and let her walk right in. There she is. Now we'll take the top part of the nicot. Well, usually what I do is I take the cell that she emerged from, tear the top off, and stick it back in there. Then what I'll do is, this one's already got a little bit of honey here, but I'll take a syringe. It's got a little bit of almost crystallized honey, and I'll give her a small droplet right here at the top to consume while she's in the cage. From here, it's back into the incubator, where she will lay flat instead of standing up, because I've learned that if I leave the cages standing up, that crystallized honey heats up and starts to drip in the incubator. So they get laid on their back. I also want to mention that up in the left hand corner of the screen, you can find a link to a video where I show how to successfully release virgins. And I have really good luck with it. So if that's something you're interested in, check that out. This one here needs a queen, or has a virgin queen. That one back there needs attention of some sort. See how the brick is turned a long ways going across? And that's just, you know, this brick system doesn't work the same for everybody. Some people might have different meanings for the way the brick is. But that's why I've taken a few minutes, kind of made me a little chart to go by, and I'm trying to memorize this. I've actually tried to give them names, but I don't know that I like the names. The names are across the top of the picture there, but I don't really know that I care for my names or if they will stick. But the system itself probably will. Now another thing I do is I use these cattle tags, and I've got another video on using cattle tags, but this gives me a number for each hive, and before I've taken time and I've wrote the number on the box, and then usually what happens, for some reason or another, I have to switch the boxes out, and now my number changed. So the cattle tag, I just got a real fine finish nail here on the front. Take the tag off and put the tag on. Now what I used to do when I would install a virgin is I would give them a tag, but I would turn it around backwards until she was mated. And then when she was mated, I would turn it around forwards, and I say forwards because this little black ring here is facing me. Now I know this queen has a mated, or this hive has a mated queen. And that was my way in the past of keeping things straight from one hive to the other. But as you can see, they've all got a number or a cattle tag, and that's how I keep track of information in my book here. Now let's go through this little book. This is a book from Man Lake, as you can see. Let me turn it here so we can get some sun on the situation. And this is a field evaluation journal. Now we turn to the first page here. This is just from a quick run through that I did the other day. We take hive number, or hive ID, 805. The date was 5/7. I didn't mark all the boxes, just what I was checking for, and I was checking to see if my queens were mated. Queen cell, I didn't pay any attention to that. Queen sided, yes, and then I put a V over here for a virgin. We come on down, I added a deep, probably a nuke box, and I checked their honey situation and their pollen situation. So that way, next time I go back in there, I can see if that's improved or gotten worse and I need to feed. And you just go through and you do a page for each and every colony. On the back of each page, you've got a section for notes. And what I like about this book is it's actually waterproof. You could leave this laying out in your bee yard. It can rain all over it and it will not hurt it. I don't know how they do that, but it's just the way this book is made. And they actually suggest that if you would use a wax crayon or I can't think of the exact name of the pencil, but usually they've got a string down on the end that you write with, and you pull the string and you're able to tear a little bit off so you've got more area to write with. Can't think of, well, I'm just drawing a blank on the name of the crayon, but hopefully you're getting the idea. If you use that particular pen or pencil to fill this out, then everything you write on here wouldn't be damaged by the rain either, and you could just leave this layout in the bee yard. Do I find this handy? Yeah, it could be handy. Do I think everything on here is the way I would use it? Probably not. I would probably change a few things, but for now I think it'll work just fine. And I don't have a whole lot in this. I bought this last year to use and kind of forgot about it, so I'm just now getting to it. But like I said, it is from Man Lake. So if that's something you're interested in, go to Man Lake, check it out. There's several different people that make these, each one a little bit different than the other. Looky what I got in the mail yesterday. Any idea what it is? It's for beekeeping. Take a good look at it. We've got this part up here, which pivots. We've got these bolts here, which are adjustable up and down with a nut on the bottom and a wing nut up top. And there's two of those. And then you have this tray down here at the bottom. What could this be used for? Let me show you. What this is for is grafting. You take your frame, you set it down in there like so, and what these are for is so you can adjust them, put pressure down against the frame, and then you can tighten this bottom nut, and that keeps it from moving around. I'm not going to do it with the other. I'm going to just give you the idea there, and then you're able to tilt it to the right angle so you're able to see down inside the cells while you graft. Pretty excited. I want to give a huge shout out to Jason Powell for making this for me in the last couple days and not hesitating at all to get it right out to me. I think I commented on the one he made, and then like 2-3 days later I had mine. So wow, thank you very much, Jason. Very excited to give this a try here, hopefully this week. So just wanted to share it with everybody. So folks, I hope you found this informative, helpful for you, maybe gave you something to think about today. If you're interested in the grafting easel, it is linked down in the video description, and you'll have to pay for that through PayPal, but that's all right. I like PayPal. And it is a great product. It's very well made. Jason did a super good job on building these, and haven't quite got the chance to use it yet because of the weather, but I plan to use mine really soon. I actually think I'm going to take a torch to mine and give it some color. It's kind of my plan. But anyway, folks, if you enjoyed this video, throw me a big thumbs up. That'll help boost it in the YouTube search ranks and make it easier for other beekeepers to find. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and make sure you click on that little bell so you can be notified when I release new videos. I'd like to invite each and every one of you over to my Patreon page to check out some of the content over there. And hey, if you want to throw me some support, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm looking at some new recording equipment, and it's relatively pricey. I'd like to get me a GoPro so I could put it on my head or on my chest when I'm doing inspections and actually take you along a little bit easier than I can with my phone. And I'm also looking at a new tripod made by Joby, and that will give me a lot more freedom for my videos also. But these things add up really quickly. I think the Joby tripod I'm looking at is a couple $100 alone. And then we all know how GoPro is. They're relatively pricey too, but you want good equipment when you're going to do this, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. So if you would like to maybe throw me some support just to help me get some of this extra equipment, that can be done via my tip jar over on my Patreon page. Or maybe you just want to throw me some long-term support through Patreon, and that would be much appreciated too. Thanks for watching JC's Bees, and we'll see you all next Sunday. Have a good day, and happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Bye.